Good morning, everyone. Today, we are having the second session of human value activity, and in today's session also, I'm going to discuss all the minute topics of which is covered in your entire human value activity. So, the universal human value in professional ethics. The first thing which we are going to discuss is the what is the understanding the need, basic guidelines, content, and process of value education. What is the process of value education? What are the needs? What are the basic guidelines? What are the content of value education? Now, what is the need for value education? Basically, all human beings continuously aspire for a happy life. It means that everybody wants to be happy in their life and fulfilling the successful life, and they want their life to be successful, and the purpose of education is to provide adequate competence to actualize this aspiration. And the basic purpose of the education is to provide the competence, to provide the skill to a human being through which he or she can able to fulfill their dreams, they can able to fulfill their target, they can able to achieve their goals of their life basically. So this is what the education actually gives to a human being. Education actually helps them to bifurcate or to make differentiation between right and wrong. For this, first of all, essential to understand that what is really valuable to a human being. The first or the foremost thing for a human being is that he or she can able to notify, he or she can able to point out that what is valuable to him or her, what is valuable to him or her, what is valuable to them, and what is really conducive for a happy and fulfilling life, what is conducive, what is actually important to lead a very happy life. Then it is essential to know the how to actualize it. When you can able to take out that what is valuable to you, then you need to actualize it. And how it can be happen, this is basically the skill domain. This is basically skill domain. Now, the subject which enabled us to understand what is valuable for a human happiness is called value education. So, value education is what is value education? The subject will enable us to understand. The subject which can able to make us understand that what is valuable to us. What is valuable to us, what is valuable to a human being, that is value education is all about. Education actually helps you to find out, education actually helps you to understand that what is valuable to you, what is important to you, what sort of things you want to lead your life in a comfort zone. Thus, value education enable us to understand the need and visualize our goals correctly. Value education actually helps us to visualize our goals, to differentiate our goals correctly, and the indicated direction of their fulfillment. And it also gives us or shows us a right path through which we can able to fulfill those goals or achieve the target of our life. The value of any unit in the existence and its participation in a larger order of which it is the part. Value is a pen and that it can write. Here writing is in participation of a pen in a bigger order which the pen, paper, human being are all present. Basically, they have given a example that when you write with a pen, so you know it that pen is having a bigger order. Pen is valuable to you because you know it that through the pen only you can able to write it on a paper. But similarly, if you don't have a paper, then pen is of no use. And both pen and paper both become useless for you if human being is not there. So in totality, pen, paper, human being, all three actually combines and they make or they sort out the whole purpose. So value is basically what is valuable to you. So you need to find out the what is valuable to you. And any unit in existence which actually participates, any unit in the existence which actually participates is valuable for a human being. Now, next, let us look at the different aspects and appreciation need of value education. That what is the need of value education? Now, the correct identification of our aspiration. It is very important that we should correctly identify our aspirations. Understanding universal human values to fulfill our aspiration and continuity. We should understand that what is valuable to us and how we can able to achieve our target in continuation basically. Complementary to value and skills. How value and skills are complementary to each other. What is value and how skills makes you or gives you a competence, and how you can able to fulfill your values, or how skill will help you to fulfill the values of your life or achieve the goals of your life. Evaluation of our beliefs and technology of a human value. What is the technology for the human value? Now, what are the basic guidelines for value education? Now, this is very important. What are the basic guidelines for value education? First, is universal, that value education actually helps you to understand that that everything is universal. education is basically universal. It is applicable to all the human being. So value education should be universal. It should be applicable to all human being. It should be accessible to all human being. It should be rational. Rational means that it should not be bifurcated. It should not be discriminated between the blind beliefs of the people. It should not be bifurcated, or it should not be segregated between the blind beliefs of the people. What they think, it should not be impacted. What they think, it should not be give any kind of impact or effect. Natural and verifiable. Basic value education is mostly natural and verifiable. The thing should come out naturally, and it should be verifiable. It means that it should have some kind of authenticity. If anybody wants to check the authenticity, they can able to check. So it should be verifiable. All encompassing. It should be all encompassing. All encompassing, aiming to transform our consciousness and living. It covers our dimension of living, the thought, behavior, work, and understanding, as well as the level of individual, family, society, and nature. All encompassing means that it should bind up. It should bind everything all together. It should bind everything all together. Your individual, your family, your society, your nature, and your thought, behavior, work, and process. Everything. Then the leading to harmony. The value education actually helps you. It shows your right path, that how you can able to lead your life in a harmonious way, basically. So leading to harmony is the major aspects or the crucial point of value education. Now, the next is, what is the process of value education? What is the process of value education? The process of value education has to be the self-exploration. This is very important, that a person should self-explore himself. Self-exploration itself defines that exploration itself defines as to explore. So value education is based on self-exploration, and not of giving the sermons and telling do's and don'ts. It's not about telling do's and don'ts, what to do and what not to do. Rather, it should be one should able to justify his own self. One should able to look inside, and they can able to explore themselves. Whatever is found as true and reality may be stated as a proposal and has to be verified by their own right. Whatever the thing that somebody shows, it should be verifiable, and it should have a own right. It is a process of dialogue between what you are and what you really want to be, and it is a process of knowing oneself, through that knowing entire existence. When a person knows himself, after that only he or she can able to know the entire existence. They can able to know their connectivity with the entire existence. So it is very important that one should know oneself, and then the entire existence. It is a process of recognizing one's relationship with every unit and existence and fulfilling it. The process of self-expression helps you to be in harmony and within yourself, and the harmony with everything around. So self-expression helps you to take the path of harmony, to be in harmony, to lead a life in a harmonious way. And while leading a life in a harmonious way, you can able to maintain, it gives you tricks and tips so that you can maintain the harmony in the entire society, in the entire world, and in your nearby existence. Now, human value versus moral value. What is human value, or what is moral value? Now, what is moral value? Moral value regards the matter what is right and wrong, whereas human value helps a person distinguish between right and wrong. Moral value actually tells you what is right and what is wrong, what you should do and what you should not do. Rather, the human values are basically that helps you to make distinguish between right and wrong. It never tells you what is right and wrong. Rather, it gives you that much of creativity. It gives you that much of knowledge so that you can able to differentiate between what is right and what is wrong. If you are doing something wrong, the things should be emerge in your own from your inner side, that know that you are doing wrong. And if you are doing something right, so you will feel happy from your inner side that you have done something right today. So this feeling of doing right and wrong, this justification of doing right and wrong actually develops from the human value. If you are having the values in yourself, you can able to distinguish or bifurcation between the right and wrong. Rather, moral values only tells you what is right and wrong. It never pays you that much of knowledge so that you can able to bifurcate it out. Moral values are constant and unchanging, whereas human values change from person to person. Moral value never change. It always stagnant, or it's always remains same from one person to another. Rather, the human values actually change from person to person. Everybody is having their own values. Everybody is having their own moral values, and it changes with the adequate time frame. It changes with the place. It changes with the person to person. Now, moral values are self-development and self-discipline. Moral values actually are self-developed. We never hear it. We never sees it. Rather, we never used to discuss it with other people. Rather, we inculcate it from our own. Whereas the human values are about how the treats other in society, whereas human value actually helps you or actually tells you that how you're going to perform your task in the society, how you're going to behave in the society, how you're going to take care of the society. So human moral values are basically confined to a person, and human values are not confined to a person, rather it spreads all over the society, it spreads in the entire family, society, your neighborhood, your friends, and everybody else. Now, moral value can be taught, where human values are inherent values. Moral values can be taught. Moral values can be taught. It can be if somebody is doing anything wrong, or you can able to teach him or her a lesson. Rather, the human values are basically inherent values. Inherent means that you are getting it from the generation by generation. Many times it happens that we used to say that he's an idiot fellow, he don't know anything, or he is not doing that thing. So we are doing, why we are saying this thing, because we know it, we are having that much knowledge, we can able to bifurcate the things in a right way. So human values are basically those values which are inherited by generation to generation. Rather, moral values are being imbibed by the person within a time frame. Now, what are the core human values? There are core human values are there, like there is a love, there is right conduct, the peace, non-violence, and truth. These are the basically core human values. The love should be there, the people should respect themselves, or the people, the peace should be mentioned, the peace should be maintained basically. The harmony in the family, in the society, in the individual, or within, it should be maintained. The truth, the person should always speak truth, or the words that speaks out or turned out from his mouth, it should be full of truthfulness. The non-violence should be there. There should be no violence, and non-violence should be there, and right conduct. The people should always use the right path, or they should always perform in a right way. So right conduct should be there. Now, what is love? It is unconditional, unselfish care basically. Love is basically unconditional, unselfish care. Peace is basically control of mind, where you control your mind. If you can able to control your mind, you can control the entire existence. Now, the truth, that is indispensable ethical discipline is there. The truth, it means that whatever that you speak, whatever that you hear, whatever that you expect from other people to hear, it should all true. It should all true, and the truth should be there. Non-violence means the respect for life and recognition right of others. Non-violence means that not only you take care of your own rights, rather you take care of the other people rights also, and never try to suppress their rights or recognition. Right conduct, truth in action is right conduct basically. Right conduct means that how you're conducting in the society, how you're behaving in the society, that is your right conduct. Now, thinking with love is true, feeling with love is peace, along with the love is right conduct, understanding with love is non-violence. Now, next is basic human aspiration. Now, what is basic human aspiration? Basic human aspirations are basically the basic things that helps us to lead our life, like happiness, the prosperity, the love, the trust, and everything. We desire many things in our world, says materialistic needs, respect, recognition, love, trust, and etc. We want materialistic things. Definitely, everybody wants materialistic things. Everybody wants a house, a comfortable car, a comfortable lifestyle, basically. So this is materialistic needs. Respect, recognition, love, and trust. It is all needed by the people. But in form of these, we aspire the truth and continuous happiness and prosperity. The happiness, it has been a state of liking in happiness. Everybody wants to be happy all the time. Nobody wants to be like that 5 out of your 24 hours. You want to be happy for 12 hours, and rest 12 hours you want to become sad. No, nobody wants that. So happiness is a continuous process. Everybody wants that they should remain happy in their entire life, in their in totality, in the entire day they want to remain happy. The prosperity, everybody wants prosperity should be there. Prosperity is all about, it's not about your wealth, rather you enjoy that wealth also. That is prosperity. The feeling of having more than required, the physical facility, that you required, and if you are having more than that, or if you are having more than that of your requirement, it is a prosperity. If you have more than that of your requirement, is the prosperity. So for prosperity, the two things are required: identification of the quantity required for physical needs. That a person can be prosperous only when he or she can able to identify that what is there, or his or her needs basically, and ensuring availability and reproduction. And they can able to ensure that whatever we are getting at this point of time, we can able to maintain the same status after 15, 20, 25 years also. So prosperity is something where the quantity is required, identification of quantity is required for the physical needs, and assuring the availability of the things ever after in your life is the prosperity. Now, the basic requirement of fulfilling the human aspiration. What are the basic requirement of fulfilling human aspiration? The first is the right understanding, the relationship, and the physical facility. These are the three things that helps you to fulfill the basic human aspiration. The right understanding should be there. A person should be able to understand the things very rightly. Then relationship is there. When you are having a right understanding, then you can able to develop a collegial or a good relationship with other person, with your family members, with your friends, with your colleagues, and with your other neighborhood. And the third one is the physical facility. If you're having a right understanding, you can able to understand that what are your basic needs, and you will do the work accordingly, so that you can able to maintain your status, you can able to get the things over with the passage of time. So physical facility is also one of the basic requirement, and you want to maintain it anyhow in your entire life. Now the right understanding actually bifurcated in two parts. There are relationship, maintaining relationship, which is being for the mutual happiness, and physical facility for mutual prosperity. Now relationship is we are in a relationship with people or other human being, and prosperity means the thing we use come from we call as nature. So physical facilities are basically maintaining your maintaining your materialistic status of your life, and relationship is that maintaining your relationship with the other people who are actually bounded with or bonded with anyhow or somehow. Now the next is understanding human existence as a coexistent or Satan of self and materialistic body. Now there is a human we can here in this chart we have bifurcated the I, self and body, into self and body within these aspects according to needs, the time, the quantity, the fulfilled by activities and types. The need, the I is respect, trust and happiness. I needs required is respect, trust and happiness, whereas body requirement is food. I required respect, trust and happiness, body required food. In time, in times I always want continuous happiness, respect and happiness, whereas the body's requirement is temporary. Body's requirement is temporary and I's requirement is continuous. In quantity, I requirement is qualitative. I's requirement is qualitative. It want quality, it don't want quantity, it want qualitative, and the body's requirement is quantitative. It is a quantitative. If you want a car for a certain point in time, you want that only. So it is a quantitative basically. Fulfilled by its right understanding and right feeling. I can be fulfilled by right understanding and right feeling, whereas the body requirement is psychochemical things. Now activities, the desire, thinking, selecting, and this is eating, breathing, and etc. For activities, the types is it is a conscious, it's non-material, and this is material. Bodies or materialistic pursuit, it depends upon your materialistic thing, and the I is the conscious or the non-material things. So these are the so according to needs in times, quantity, fulfilled, activities and type, we can able to bifurcate the aspects of self and the body. What are the requirement of self and what are the requirement of body? If I needs respect, trust and happiness, so body require food. If I's requirement is continuous, body requirement is temporary. If I's requirement is qualitative, body requirement is quantitative. If I's requirement is desire, thinking, or it performs as desire, thinking, selecting, bodies performs function like eating, breathing, etc., recognizing and fulfilling. I is a continuous, a conscious unit basically, and the body is a material unit. Now proceeding forward further, that distinguish your need of I and a body. Now you are having different need. Like nice looking car, it's a related to body, related to I. Nice looking car is basically related to body because it gives you a comfort to the body. Similarly, car of transport is related to body only. Now the food is related to body. Taste of food is body. Trust is body. Trust is of I. Trust is basically emotion, it related to I. Knowledge, it related to I. 50 lakh rupees related to body. Good health related to I. MBA it related to I. So these are basically needs. These are the basic needs we can able to bifurcate out within the body and the I. Now the next is understanding the body as an instrument of I. As we all know, the body is an instrument of I. Body basically I performs all the function. The recognizing, fulfilling, knowing, assuming. These all functions are done by I only, and body is just a source through which I performs the functions. I am, and my body is. I want to live. My body is used as an instrument. Body is basically instrument to I. Whatever the I thinks, whatever the I assumes, it performs the function. It let the functions performed through the help of your body only. So body is basically instrument of I. The next is understanding the harmony of I with the body and Sanyam and Swasthya. The harmony of the body is self-organized mechanism made up of several organs and glands. As you all know, the body is made up of several glands and having a different mechanism. And the Sanyam is basically, it's a feeling responsibility and I towards the body for the nurture, protection and right utilization. Sanyam is basically where you have to maintain the peace within yourself. You should have the patience through which you can able to do the thing in a right and correct way. And the swasth is very important for you. The swasth is something that you need to maintain. The swasth means that you should maintain the health of your body, because if your body remains healthy, then you can able to do the work in a very right way, in a correct way, and with a full enthusiasm, with a full zeal you can able to do. So the swasth is something that you need to maintain, because if you're having good swasth, you can able to maintain the harmony of the body and the society. So Sanyam and Swasthya, these are two aspects. So understanding self and a body is Sanyam and Swasthya, is Sanyam and Swasthya. Swasthya has the two elements, the body act according to me, and there is a harmony in the body. Now the next is understanding the values in human and human relationship. Now what is the justice? In this we are going to read justice. What is justice? What is nyaya? You know it very well. What is justice? Justice means that where you can able to recognize the true value of a person, where you can able to recognize the true value of a person, and you never do the things in a partial way. You never do the thing in a partial way. That is a justice. Justice, the recognition of values in relationship, their fulfillment. Values, recognition of values, their fulfillment, and the right evaluation to understand the mutual happiness. This is what justice is all about. Understanding, right evaluation, and ensuring mutual fulfillment, happiness is justice. Thus, there are four elements of justice: recognition, पहचानना, recognition of value, यानी values को पहचानना, recognition value, the fulfillment, उसको पूरा करना, evaluation, उसको scrutinize करना, उसको evaluate करना, the mutual happiness, and to maintain the mutual happiness between the people. We want harmony at all level of things. The harmony in the family is a building block of the society. Even you know it very well. That harmony is something that everybody want. Everybody want that harmony should maintain ever after in their life in the society. Harmony in society makes undivided society, because harmony is the only way through which we can able to make the society we can able to take the society all together. We can able to make the society that is an undivided society. We can call it as a Akhand Samaj. We can call it as a Akhand Samaj, where the whole society, whole and entire world is united. Its entire world is bonded with the feeling of love, trust, recognition, and etc., which is the desire of one of us. Now, how we used to differentiate between us? Now, differentiate between body, physical, and beliefs. Our body, we differentiate between like these four, like the sex, the age, the physical strength, and race. According to body, the physical facility of our wealth and post. We used to discriminate between the people between wealth and post. About beliefs, we used to discriminate between ism and sect. Say ism means that what you are getting, what you are actually inculcating from your childhood, and sect means that where you are bifurcating the entire world or the entire society into different parts is sect. In sections, you can say sects is sections basically. So body, sex, age, race, and physical strength. Whereas physical facility used to can be differentiated between two things: the wealth and your post. And in belief, according to beliefs, we can bifurcate it in two parts, that is ism and sect. Now next is understanding the harmony in society and being an extension of family. Now, what is a harmony in society? Harmony is basically a building block of the society. If you are having the harmony in the society or within the society, then the entire environment of society become harmonious. Harmony is a society leads to undivided society, the Akhand Samaj, when we feel related with each other. Where we feel related to each other, that is Akhand Samaj. Now, for that, you need right understanding. Then, right understanding helps you to be prosperous, that is prosperity. Then, fearlessness should be there, and coexistence should be there. Says Tattva. Coexistence means that we are not only a human being, rather a human being lives with the entire society. They take care of the entire society and think that entire society is like a one family. The whole world is like a one family to them. So this is something that right understanding is a crucial point for this, that if you're having a right understanding, then you can able to fulfill all your desire, all your dreams, or all your aspects, the basic aspects of your life, that is prosperity, fearlessness, and coexistence. The next is program needed to achieve the comprehension human goal. There are 5 dimensions of human endeavor. Now, what are the program to fulfill the 5 dimensions of human endeavor? There are 5 dimensions of 5 orders of human endeavor. The first is education, that is right living, the Shiksha and Sanskar. The education should be there, because if you are having a good education, if you are having good knowledge, then definitely a Sanskar comes to you. Because Shiksha and Sanskar are, you can say, the part of one coin only. The health is very important. Self-regulation, the health is very important. That is a Sanyam and Swasth is very important. If somebody is having a Swasth, a good health, then their outlook or their process doing their work becomes very different. And the Sanyam, the patience is also very important. One should be very patient while doing the work, because Sanyam is very important aspects. Now there is justice. Justice and prevention is very important. Justice means Nyay, as I told you earlier also, and the prevention is Suraksha, basically where a person used to take prevention so that no mishappening took place in their life. Now there is a production and work, that is Utpadan Karya. Utpadan creates a very important role, or it plays a very important role, because if you are having a lots of Utpadan, or we can say a sufficient Utpadan or production, then that production can help in fulfilling the needs of the society. So the production of Utpadan is very important for making the Utpadan, or for making the production. The work is also plays an important role, because you can't do anything, you can't able to produce anything if you are not going to hard labor. So production and work are the one and the same thing. So production and work is also very important. Then there is exchange and storage. Exchange means Vinimay, and storage means Kosh. We know it very. Exchange means that there is a barter system, that where you used to barter the things out. Like if you are purchasing anything, so in place of, when you're purchasing anything, so in place of that thing that you purchase, you're giving the money to the person. So basically you're bartering it out, you are giving your money and they are giving you things. So this is what we can say the exchange. And that is storage. Storage means Kosh, that if a person is having a sufficient, if having a more than sufficient, so he or she should take care of the things. They should store the things in right and correct manner. So these are the 5 dimensions of human endeavor. That is education and right living, health and self-regulation, justice and prevention, prediction and work, exchange and storage. So these are the 5 human endeavors. So I believe now through this PPT, you can able to understand some minute details. I have tried to cover the minute details. If you have any query regarding this, you can ask me. Thank you. Thank you for this.